So for this question, you have the goat and the sheep that are in the field. The goat is in the kind of the circle with a bit missing, and the sheep is in the triangle. So we need to work out the area of both of these, and then we can say which one is bigger or smaller than the other one. So when we're doing this, we need to separate it into two sections. So we can look at, for example, the area of the goat to start off with. And the area of the goat is in a circle, and we know that the equation for a circle is pi times the radius, and in the question they tell us that the radius is 8. Okay, so we could actually write that on. So pi times 8 squared. Now that would give me the full circle, but obviously the goat doesn't have the full circle. It's got this sector here missing, and therefore we need to work out the proportion of the circle that we do want. And that is the rest of the angle here. It is not the 78, it is the 282 that makes 360 in a circle. So we're going to times this by 282 over 360. So that's the proportion of the circle that we actually want. And that gives me 157.4985. And that's the value of the goat's area, okay, which to three significant figures is just 157 meters squared. So that's the first part of it. Then we have the second part, which is the area of the sheep. And the sheep has a triangular shape, so we know that we're likely to be needing either sine rule or area is equal to the base times the height divided by 2. So for this one, we can see that there's no right angle, and therefore we're going to be using the sine rule. Now you are told that A to C is 21 meters, which is this part here, and A to B is 15 meters, which is this part here. So that's given to you in the question. Some of you missed that. So for this one, we know that we're using the area of a triangle is half times A times B times sine C. And when we look at what that equation is, we know that the angle is C. So let's label the angle as C first. That means this is C, and A and B could be either way around. Okay, so this is B and this is A. So now that I've labelled my triangle, I can fill in the information. So a half times A, which is 15, times B, which is 21, times sine of the angle, and the angle is 78 degrees. And when I plug that into my calculator, again, make sure your calculator is in degrees, not radians. Then that gives me 154.058 meters squared, or to three significant figures, 154 meters squared. And the question asks how many extra square meters do they have and which one is the bigger one. So you can see there that the goat has the largest area. So the goat has the largest area, and it's and then you can work out how much bigger. So when you're working this out, you should take the original values, not those rounded to three significant figures. So you're going to do 157.4985 minus 154.058, and that will then give you your final answer, which is 3.4405 meters squared, that it is bigger. And then you can change that to three significant figures, which is 3.44 meters squared. So for this question, it was worth 6 marks in total. There is 1 mark for the calculation of the goat, and then for the answer. There is 2 marks for the calculation of, or this correct calculation of the sheep. so method 2, and 1 for the answer, and then there is 1 for the reasoning and the answer at the end. So we needed to see 344 and that the goat has the biggest area.